Sup, boys and girls, welcome to my channel, and this is my first art video on this channel. Hello, my name is Dipjyoti, and today I'll draw a portrait from Pinterest. So these are my art supplies I'll be using to draw this portrait. This is an A5 sketchbook, 150 GSM, and this is my reference. I'll be drawing this one, but I have kept this one too because I like the color of the eyes. I'll be using brush pens to color the portrait, a black ballpoint pen for outlining, and here are some pencils and brushes over here, and these are my pencil colors and some more brush pens for coloring the portrait. So let's get started. So here I'm using the Loomis method to draw this portrait. These are just general proportions that I use to draw portraits. This is the eye line, this is the eyebrow line, and then this is the nose. Now here I am measuring the difference between the nose and the eyebrow line, which should be equal to the nose and the chin line. And rest, I'm just completing this, and there's my head poking out. I did not notice while I was editing. I realized, oh, I screwed up. And that's how this video is going to be, a little bit of screw ups, and you will notice later that I use poop colors to draw the shadows, and then it's just waste management. There was a lot of footage that I had to delete because my head was poking. Even now, my head is poking. How could I be so foolish? And then there you go. I'm using a ballpoint pen to ink the drawing. Now, you might be thinking, why am I using a ballpoint pen to ink the drawing instead of using a fine liner? Because if I use a fine liner, then it might bleed. But it doesn't matter because I use a stupid color with a stupid combination of different colors, and that's why my drawing is going to look like shit anyway. And that's how all of my paintings eventually goes. And still I do art. I don't know why. I need to make better life choices. My mom did not raise a quitter, but she definitely raised a complainer, and that's what I'm doing here, because I need to complain. Because how could I be so bad? Because I have been doing art for now 6 years now, and still I make silly mistakes like this. And this is where I start the waste management. I will layer different colors over and over and over so that I could fix this mess, but it doesn't help. And to add another problem, I'm using a 150 GSM paper. Even though I have a 200 GSM paper, I thought it would be better to use 150 GSM paper, and this will bite my ass in later in this video. Pro tip, boys and girls, please test out your colors before you start the drawing, because you don't want to do this in the middle of the process and just figure out which color to use, where, and that's really time consuming, and you don't want to waste time on silly things like this. I'll make sure I don't make the same mistake in my next video, and you guys should keep that in mind too. It will help a lot. So here I'm using a yellow color. It was supposed to be a bleach blonde type color. I don't know what the specific color name is, but it was supposed to look like bleach. You see the cap of the marker, it looks like bleach color, but when I put that in the paper, it just appeared really saturated and so much vibrant. So now that I've used this yellow, so I figured I will just use it in the most darkest part and where there are warm colors by looking at the reference. So here I'm using that color to do this, but later I find a color which is similar to that bleach blonde color I was looking for, but it was still too saturated. I don't know, can't help it. So I just do what I can do best as an artist, because as an artist we are supposed to interpret things in our own ways, not to copy things, because we are not Xerox machine. So that's how it is. Here I'm using a lighter yellow color to cover up the rest of the part so that it looks homogeneous. I don't know what the correct word is, but it's supposed to look even. I mean, nothing should look white. Alright, that's what I'm trying to say here. What the hell was I thinking before using this color? But even though I started bad, I ended good. So that's the good part about this video, which you will learn. If you are persistent with your work, it will definitely get better, even though it could be worse, but you still manage to make it bad, if that makes sense. By this point of my art process, I thought I will just give up on this artwork, but I persist. That's why you get to see this. If I upload this video, that here I'm making another mess by using a different shade of gray which I was not supposed to use. Even though I tested it out, I was unsure which color I tested and I just put it directly into my artwork. But still, we persist. That's the moral. We persist. That is how we should be in life too. I'm somewhat of a philosopher myself. So after doing that, I took a break because the colors needed to be dry enough so that I could layer more colors above it. Here I'm putting more colors so that the eyes would look vibrant, and at the end they do look vibrant, and that's how I fix my artwork. Whoa. So now I'm layering different shades of pink color to draw her lips so that they look lively. And this is the end of this video, and I'm quitting art. Bye.